Hello everyone, welcome back to Podcast on Wheelz, episode number 74. As we said on today's episode, please sit back and enjoy the show. So we are finally back after being gone for almost 2 weeks, and if you recall from the last podcast, we were slightly still getting over our sickness, even though it had lasted 2 weeks. So now you get to hear the normal us again. We're back to normal. We're officially sick-free. I've been sick-free for a few weeks now. I think I got over my sickness September 29th.
I think 2 weeks now I've been recovery-free, because I think I recovered October 2nd or October 1st. So.
It was, just to say, it had been a rough sickness. We had congestion and we had phlegm for 2 weeks straight, and that was awful.
Very terrible.
Again, uploading all the videos, we needed a mini break. So, again, as said... Like said in last episode, we are back from our tiny hiatus.
Yes.
So we have a bunch of topics for today's episode, and William will go first by saying William's ventilator setup.
Yes, I talked about this last weekly vlog. It's a lot to take in, because I've been using a ventilator since January of this year. So a little while now, 10 months. And I've been using a tracheostomy since August of 2024. So I've been having this equipment for almost a year and the trach for over a year. And my whole setup is a bit confusing to understand. I have some pictures, but I'm not going to pop them up because that's just, no.
Too much editing.
Yes, too much editing. But, of course, the first part of the setup is the trach tie, the tracheostomy, the gauze, the attachment to the ventilator, the tubing attachment to the second ventilator tube, and then on that attachment is a suction line where you can attach a suction machine to it and suction me, because I have phlegm that I cannot cough up. And then I have this little attacher in the middle, and it goes that tubing now runs all the way down to my water humidifier. Basically, this is air to heat and moisturize my lungs, so that way I'm not breathing in harsh, cold, dry air. I want to have room temperature, nice, warm air for my lungs. So this attaches to the top of the humidifier, and this tubing has heated wires inside, so that way the air that travels through the tube doesn't get cold or room temperature by the time it hits my tracheostomy. So there's heated wires in this set of tubing. And then you just have the water chamber, and then the other tubing at the other end of the water chamber attaches to my ventilator. Then there's an air filter to keep the air nice and clean, and then there's my ventilator. Basically all my settings, my pressure, my breaths per minute, all this stuff to allow me to breathe. And basically this is how the whole setup goes. First, you have the ventilator. It puffs out air, aka pressurized air, for me to breathe, to expand my lungs in and out, and it goes all the way through that tubing, and then the air glides across the water chamber, so that way it heats up the air, and then it goes through that outing of the water chamber into the tubing with the heated wire. Then it goes all the way to the attachment of my trach. Basically, this is how far the tubing went, and I have another tube which is just attached to my tracheostomy at the end of the day. And it goes heated all the way up. Then it starts to cool down just a little bit all the way to my trach, so I can get the precise air. So that's just a setup on how I breathe. I use 3 machines. I use the ventilator, the water humidifier, the suction machine, and then for other secondary machines, I use nebulizer, percussion vest, something like that. So I use 5 or 4 things, just machine-wise, to help me breathe and function like a daily human being. And that's kind of my setup. I have parts and bits, but I just named majority of them. Not the other secondary, but that's just my BiPAP, my nebulizer, my rescue inhaler, my preventative inhaler. It's a lot. It's too much. But yeah, that's kind of my setup of my ventilator. I know it's a lot to take in, but I explained it very thoroughly, and Life with the Vent helped explain those and showed them for you, and she explained it better than I could ever do. So that's why I put those videos in the video as well, so you can check it out It's called, in the thumbnail, it's Williams Ventilator Rundown and Williams Ventilator Setup. So, very easy to find as it was just uploaded recently.
Yep. So, essentially, my ventilator works almost the exact same. Me and William both have what we would call a tracheostomy.
A cuff?
Tracheostomy. Cuffed?
Yeah.
What did I say?
I don't know. You said something else. You didn't say cuffed.
I said colostomy at the end by accident.
Yeah, I know. I heard that, but I don't remember what you said. But I know it wasn't cuffed.
We hardly rock out, guys. But what I was meaning to say, we both have a cuffed tracheostomy, which basically means we have a balloon or a cuff. And I've been having this type of tracheostomy for in my entire lifetime, over 30 months, in the past 4 years, so that's a while. But essentially what a cuff tracheostomy does is it basically lets the vent take over. And obviously we have our balloon deflated.
Yes.
And the difference between a deflated and inflated balloon, or a cuffed and decuffed, is essentially that when it's cuffed, you basically cannot speak because it's blocking the air that goes to your voice box. Meaning you cannot expel air to talk or to really make any sound.
Or get air through your nose and mouth.
Yeah. Which basically helps you speak. You need air to speak.
Yes.
But since you have it cuffed and you're allowing the ventilator to take over, you cannot speak. But the only time
I'm sorry, and this is what I do at night. I have my tracheostomy cuffed at night, or when I'm having trouble breathing, like labor breathing, or I just need a minute just with the ventilator. Go ahead.
Yeah, and what I was about to say was exactly William's point. I use it at night or when I'm sick or when I'm feeling a little bit breathless. But typically most hours of the day I have mine decuffed because I have a C3 spinal cord injury. Yep. But I had maintained some function to control a little bit of my diaphragm. And I've been working with a tracheostomy, a ventilator, and an intubation tube for months and months and months. And years even.
Yeah. So
I've been having a tracheostomy cuffed and uncuffed for almost 8 years. In January 2026 I will be having it for 8 years.
My God.
And then I would have my new primary ventilator that I got last year on December 8th. I'll be having that one for a year.
My God.
And my old nighttime ventilator lasted over half a year. And then my other ventilator, the one I had during my coma, and my diaphragmatic pacemaker lasted 16 months, so a year and 4 to 3 months. So every single ventilator I've had at least half a year of experience on. My nighttime ventilator, the one I got in my coma, my diaphragmatic pacemaker, my other ventilator, and my last I've had what they would call a tracheostomy exchange, right? If you would remove it. Yeah. I've had over 70 of those, so I think I know what I'm doing.
Good.
Not really me, my husband.
Yeah. My trach experience is way less intense than that.
Way less than that, just time.
I've never had a trach experience before 2024, and that's when I got my injury, and I had it for 1 week.
I think 2018 is mine.
Damn.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I had this cuff.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it was 2018.
Yeah, I had this, it was a cuff trach for a week because, basically, I needed that to stay on the ventilator because I didn't know how to use my lungies yet. Because my diaphragm was half affected. And it still is, but it's just paralyzing because of ALS. Yay! Hooray! Really fun. And then 6 months later, after my spinal cord injury, I got diagnosed with ALS in August of 2024. They figured out that my lung function was 30. I should have gotten a trach way before that, but of course we didn't. I had other breathing mechanisms, and we had discussed those in other weekly vlogs, saying, I got new medications, and I had a shit ton of them, because I thought, I'm just feeling weak because of my spinal cord injury. No. Why are you feeling weak 6 months later? That's weird. But no, I had...
You have a terminal disease.
Oh, no, yeah. 30% lung function was... I had that in August of 2024. I immediately went in for a tracheostomy because they were not trying to delay it any further. And so I got it August 9th of 2024, which was 14 months ago. So
yay!
I had in total about 16 trachea exchanges to get them out, put them in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 14.
Does that include emergency ones? shockingly, I haven't had much emergency ones because that really Matthew really takes a good
I never really
okay. Sorry, my husband takes really good care of my trach care and just generally near the stoma, and my parents took care of it for years. But I haven't hardly had any emergency trach change. Maybe it's gotten loose and almost fell out.
Yeah.
But not really anything like, oh my God, we need to put a new trach in. No, not really. I still have monthly exchanges, so I get my trach changed once a month.
Yep.
Hence why, since I have to go to the year, guys.
Anyway.
I have a date thing.
Yes.
I think I got it January. There's no way I didn't.
Yeah. Anyway, I've been having my trach, straight, with ventilators, just a trach, or just a cuff trach, or whatever. I didn't have a cuff trach because there was no need, because I didn't have a ventilator when I first got the trach. I had my BiPAP, but I didn't have the ventilator. So I had an uncuffed trach from August 9th all the way to January 2nd, almost 5 or 6 months without one. And then my cuff trach came in January 2nd of 2025. Then I got the ventilator and I needed it decuffed, inflated, whatever. And I basically got that for a long time, for longer than I've been having uncuffed. But my total time on a trach or ventilator or any secondary breathing support in my neck, because I had intubation for 2 months when I was a preemie in the hospital, 18 years ago. So I had that, which is already 2 months added to ventilator time, but I just meant something in my neck. I know that intubation was down my throat, but I don't remember that. I was 1 month old. I was a baby. I was tiny because I didn't know how to breathe through my own lungs. And then I had nebulizers, and I've always had asthma or something like that, or nebulizers or inhalers, stuff like that to help combat, but I never really had intubation breathing support. But breathing support has been ongoing.
Now mine's a different
for
story.
A trach and the ventilator and stuff for probably 14 months total.
Nice.
So it's been quite a while, and it's only going to go longer.
So what you heard about Williams, that's a long time. But mine...
My husband is since August of 2022, he's been having trach, uncuffed, cuffed.
All right.
And then a ventilator. No.
I'm
3 years.
All right, hurry up. I'm saying, get prepared for mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, This
is a long topic, my God.
I know. I was intubated for 2 months as a preemie, so that's already 2 months extra.
Yep.
And then...
About 16, 17 months now
I got my paraplegic injury in June 2017. 6 months after that, my lungs couldn't handle it because I had ALS January 2017. So I was about a year into my diagnosis. And so I required a tracheotomy. And I got that trach 93 months ago.
Wow.
So 7 years, 9 months ago.
What?
Which is insane. Didn't think it was 93, but okay. So I've been having trach care naturally, cuffed, uncuffed, or just a trach for 93 months alone, without my ventilator.
God.
And then I kept having periodic intubations in the years 2018 and 2019 due to the fact that I had bowel obstructions and all this fun stuff. And then in September 2021, when I sustained my C3 spinal cord injury, this would be the longest stretch I ever had something besides my trach. I still had my trach in this moment, so I had it for years at that point. 4, I don't know. And then, so I got into a coma, and I had to be intubated, and I could not get off the intubation no matter how much they tried to do trial runs. They tried to extubate me several times, and sadly they did, and then it paralyzed my voice box, so I couldn't speak a lot, and I'm very grateful that I recovered that skill quite quickly. But anywho, during my coma, I remained fully intubated for 8 months, and then I had on and off intubation for the next 7 or 8 more. But I was still on a ventilator and still on I had a trach, an intubation tube, a diaphragmatic pacemaker, a ventilator for 16 months. Yes, I wasn't intubated for all that time, but I still had my diaphragmatic pacemaker in, and I still had my almost full ventilator support at that time. And so that time ended in December 2022. So it went from September 2021 to December 2022. Started rehab, went through January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Finally ended my rehab 2023 August. And then I had survived many months without it, and then go a whole nother year past August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Like, I lasted 2 years without my vent, besides one periodic 6 months in that time on a night vent, because my breathing was getting worse, and that happened in September of 2023. So I had survived still, like, really long without it, and I think I ended in, like, March or April from night ventilation in 2024. So I went from, it's very hard to remember dates, but here's the rundown. I got my first tracheostomy January 2018. I still have it in, so January 2018 to October 14th, today. So that's still in. The months just keep adding on. They're never going to dissipate. They're not going to stop. They haven't stopped.
Not in a while for me. No. And they haven't stopped for 16, 15 months.
Yeah,
so.
and
with total intubation, like intubation and baby, tracheostomy.
And then the first big long run of ventilation, 16 months or 15, was September 2021 to December 2022. It's a long time. There's a different year in there, honey. And then I went January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August in 2023 with no major intubations or really much ventilation. There wasn't anything. I got my diaphragmatic pacemaker removed at that time 8 months ago. So I was doing all right. And then I had to get on night ventilation because they noticed I was still struggling to breathe at night more. By this time, I don't know why. I think it was just a random fluke. And I have SMA and I have several disorders. So that could have, literally have like, I have one type of sleep apnea that, like, your brain...
Obstructive?
No, not obstructive. Nothing's obstructing my airway. It's like one that my brain physically forgets to breathe. And
I don't remember the name.
I know it, but I forget the name. So, but I have that form of sleep apnea. So they're like, okay, let's just put you in a night vent, and you're prescribed on this night vent for a few months. And so I went from September 2023 all the way, I want to say, until April of 2024. I was off my night vent. And then I survived, a few months, and then I got diagnosed with ALS, which they knew that was going to impact my breathing. And so I think on my 9th, or I don't even know how many months in ALS it was. I was hardly 7 or 6, and I had to be put back on a permanent ventilator. They said, you cannot just have this thing at night. You are 9 breathing. You cannot just sleep. Like, I can just go to bed.
No.
You need to wear that. And I have been wearing that ever since December. So my major big times has been January 2018, 93 months. And then I had the September 2021 to December 2022. And then I had... It's so many dates. Like, I have to accumulate all those months. And I guarantee you, they add over 100.
Yeah. Just say... that
over 30 months.
Yeah, I've been having intubation, ventilation support, tracheostomy support since January of 2018. Not me, her. That's to sum it up. No.
Yay!
Mine is 16.
Almost 100
16
months.
By. Oh my god. Mine's not even 20 with the added 2 months.
Oh, those are the added. That's just my trait.
My heart fell.
That's just my trait.
No.
But I've had various time frames where I had a ventilator.
Jesus Christ. Well, I just...
So one bit is almost 100.
God dang.
But I know that that's the course of time, and, like, I know not to add on the vent time because that would be unfair. Because it's in the middle of those years, but I can't accumulate all the vents. Because I've had 4.
Jeez. I only had
4
one.
Different ones. Intubation, diaphragmatic pacemaker, trach, ventilator.
Jesus Christ.
And now the one down my throat. That is my whole trach journey. I hope you, like, kind of understood what I was meaning. I basically have 93 months on, like, with just one item. And I know that all the ventilator time can just be is somewhere periodically within that 93 months. Please know that 93 months contains every vent time too. It's not just the vent alone. I would be terrified. No, I'm like 60 something months away from that on ventilator, but my tracheostomy takes up that much time. My vent does not. So please know that. Yeah, I've been ventilating for 93 months. What?
Whoa.
I know people who have been way longer.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, I've been independent for 23 years.
Like what?
That's older my life.
I've technically been tracheostomy
I haven't existed on Earth that long.
But technically, like my wife and me find it so funny that like my wife, 48 hours, 93 months.
Whoa.
It can't even compute to 93 hours. Like,
no,
it has to be months. And like she said, I spent like 48 hours on a vent. I spent over
because
48 months.
Quadriplegic injury.
That's 4 years and more. I think at 104, I think is about 8 years. I think. But I could be wrong because I still have a half a year and I don't know. I probably just done addition wrong and I don't care. But like technically I'll hit 100 months in like a few more months. Give it a few more months and I will be 100. I can't wait for that goal.
Oh, no.
I've had it for over 2,700 days. I know that.
What?
And my para has been 3,000 plus.
Mine hasn't been 700.
And my quad has been over 1,000.
Okay.
This one.
My quadriplegic injury's been at least 500 or 600 plus days.
All right.
I think.
Let's just get
Let's move on. God damn.
You were right about making this episode an hour.
It's 21 minutes of a topic.
Oh, okay. That's longer than Don't Sleep Walking. We gotta move on.
Can't move.
Okay.
I can't move.
Well. Wait, I can't. Close my eyes. I can't.
Well.
So funny. What you do? All right. Now the second topic, adoption.
Yay!
Essentially, this is about William's family, and it is about mine. Like me and my husband went the adoption route as well. We adopted our first kid. Oh my God! Every single kid. No, we're not doing that. But we're just saying our first kid and our most recent kid. So we have 5 children currently, but we did have 6. Sadly, one of them passed away in 2024 January. Which is bumming. It was very horrible.
I love a little guy.
But my first child I adopted was Andrew on May 16th, 2022. I was hardly awake, and but Matthew got my consent. I could still answer on an alphabet board, and we wanted to do this decision. And I'm like, you know what? I've always dreamt of having a kid. Like, I'm in the prime
of my life.
Well, not really. Intubated in a coma, hardly clinging on to life is not your prime. I hope it's not.
But I don't know.
It's like in age-wise, I was in the prime. So like we decided to adopt a kid, and it worked out fine. Like we were happy, and he could visit me in the hospital. Don't worry, we showed him him me when I was at my best, and I wasn't like fully sedated or anything. I did not want to show that poor 5-year-old that. No.
Oh, he was fine.
Yeah, he was fine.
Oh,
he was so tiny.
Oh my God.
Now he's in college now, and he's doing well in college. He goes there.
He very much is.
Yeah, he goes there 5 days a week, comes home for the weekends. And our most recent kid was adopted January 27th, 2025, which was Lucas. That is our most recent kid.
Adopted birth kid.
Okay. He has turned 8 in April 18th to be exact. So he's 8 years old, and he will be 9 next year, which is insane. But essentially, that is mine. I have other kids as well. I have Doc, Andy, Andrew, Zach, Lucas. I just have a bunch of children.
A bunch. She has a whole colony of them. She has her family and children.
I know.
Our family.
I think we have 9 people in our family. Matthew, me, Emmy, Doc, Andy, Zach, Andrew, Lucas, our dog Sky, our Benjamin. We have over 9.
God damn.
There's a lot of people in our house.
Yeah, I know.
And dogs. that dog that has been with me for like 3 years. Which is insane.
Where is she now? She's in your bedroom.
Yeah, she's in my bedroom.
She's not gotten out yet. I don't know
She's
why.
like, where are you
Sally,
going?
you can come
You're
out.
You're in bed. I don't see you.
Wait, I'm in my chair.
They're pretty hard to spot.
Come back.
Okay.
Really?
Well, yeah. Hey, I'm big. I know that.
I'm not hard to spot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm like 11, 10 inch dude. Big back. Yeah.
I'm bigger.
My God.
Okay.
I'm being unserious. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But it's funny. But William, he has now 2 children, and he will explain that.
Yes. So I will always wanted
And
to
it's
become.
sorry. I just
The first sentence.
That every like I swear to God, he religiously adopted a kid every October. Dude.
I know. It's been a religious habit for. It's not actually religious for 2 years. No, but for
Please know that we are doing this with a conscious decision, and we're not just adopting kids for fun.
I promise.
I promise. Like
we
oh my
go
God, she has
months
6.
into research
like, oh my
and
God,
thinking.
oh my God, she has 6 children. She must have adopted them just to have a big family. No. We adopted them because we loved them, and we found that they were the perfect choice
match.
and the match for our family. Like they have filled our home just the way we want it. So we do not, and we parented very like softly because we knew that they had their own trauma of their own. So that is a big decision. Please know that we didn't go willy-nilly. Oh, Matthew bring home my adoption paper and wants to adopt a kid. What
the hell?
Let me ask my
Do I know its name?
It's William. No, but no.
Do I know his, hers, they, them name?
But like, please know that we did this on a conscious decision. We wanted to do it, and we know that this is a big decision for most families. It is not just a route if you're dealing with infertility or just generally want a kid the natural way. Like,
yes,
or supposedly the natural way. Like, please know that we thought of every single way. We've tried every single way before, and it just didn't work. And I wrote about that in a post, SCI post recently, but I'm not reading it. But it is important to know that we were thinking logically during this. Please know that we just didn't adopt these kids on a whimsy and say, woo, we got a big family now. And
Spawning.
And we, literally, we take time. My other kids were, I think, adopted. We waited a whole nother year, I think, to adopt more. And the most of them came in that 2023 year, and we didn't adopt for a while.
Yeah, no.
Naturally.
You didn't adopt for like a year and a half.
Yeah, and like that for me is a long time. And I think we're done adopting. And I think that this is the perfect amount of children. Do I wish that sometimes during my height of my injury, no offense that I didn't adopt some of... that amount of children. Not some of them. That sounded horrible. And I'm like, yeah, get rid of them.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm just saying, like, during the height of my injury, coming home, that was traumatic enough.
That sounds true.
Like, yeah, get rid of some of them.
Oh my God.
Like, no.
I only have some.
I have a few.
I don't have 6.
You want to learn some?
You're tripling my kids.
I don't know what that laugh was. But anywho, I'm not trying to, it's a hard decision. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, do I wish that sometimes we wouldn't have moved into it so quickly? Yes. In the first 2 to 3 years, we adopted 5 of them. 5 of them.
That's stupid.
We adopted a lot, and we do know that. But I do wish we didn't move into it so quickly, because a lot of things in my life were changing. And, I'm not saying, it's about me. No, but my wife was injured as well, so we were like, we got to take this one step at a time. That's why we took so long to adopt Lucas.
Yes.
We did not adopt for a long time. I think, we got Doc and Zach June of, 2023.
Yeah, I think so.
And so it was, so long, over a year. So, and that for us is long. I think we're done adopting children.
For right now.
We do like the path we took. Just sometimes we don't have regrets about it. That's fine. Everyone has their hard decisions and tough moments and decisions, naturally. So, please know that, again, putting that disclaimer, we didn't adopt these children just because we wanted to. We wanted to from our heart because we tried everything else, and we knew we had our hearts open to this and said, okay, this seems like the best decision, and we are willingly, openly ready to take care of these kids. We're not in a bad place currently. I'm doing better than I was ever in health-wise when I adopted Andrew. But I think we should have adopted Andrew later instead of being
super early on.
like ready. And that is like in the moment you are super ready, but then over the course of years you're like, maybe that wasn't the best time to adopt and to make our hearts open, because we clearly had other decisions, but we just wanted to go with this one.
Yes.
But like now we were fully committed to Lucas. Like, all right, we're gonna get his medical files together. We were wanting to adopt him in like October or September of the last year.
Multiple months.
Like multiple months. And like, we're going to take months to review his file. We are going to be in depth with his diagnosis. We are going to be the best educated we can on his diagnosis. We're not talking about that yet. But that is my opinion. I think when you're ready to adopt, you shouldn't do it as quick as you think you should.
Yes.
Wait a few months and see how you're feeling in those next few months. If you picked up the adoption paper and you're reading over it and you think this is a perfect decision, but a few months from now you're like, wait, I want to try for kids naturally. Or in the next few months, you know what, I'm actually stable and ready to do this. Let's adopt. That is my opinion. You have to wait a few months within your first idea of adopting a child.
Exactly.
So I think that's perfect. William, after all that big disclaimer, you can get your
family.
Yeah, you can get a family. I don't know how to move into that.
Yeah. Anyway,
talk about your adoption.
Yes. So me and Donnie always wanted to become dads because I like little kids. That can be taken out of context. You wanted to build a family. Thank you. I wanted to build.
He loves little children, but not like that.
No, but I wanted to build a family, and
You're great, William.
Thank you. But it was always my decision, and also Donnie's, to want kids, because, like I said, I want to build a family.
Three times.
Yep. So I want to adopt Ethan around. I think September or August. So I spent a little less time researching because, I was super excited. Me and Donnie were super excited.
Yeah, that's our first.
So that was our first kid, Ethan, and we adopted him October 16th, 2024. Almost an entire year ago.
In 2 more days.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy to become a dad for almost an entire year. That is honestly insane. It doesn't feel like it's been a year. And I love Ethan so much. And I love our both children. They're awesome. They help out so much. And they love to cuddle on us. They love to hang out with us. We've watched movies. We've done so much stuff together.
A few days ago with Lucas.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. It was a pretty interesting movie. I think I would watch other ones though.
Yeah, we watched Forensic Files afterwards. That was way more interesting.
Yes.
No offense.
And then about in July of this year, I was like, I found a kiddo on adopting app. This is adopting, and I saw his files, and I saw what his personality was like, and I went through his disorders and stuff like that. His files basically, and he really catched our eyes, or our attention, and so we started researching, we started looking into it, and then we took 3-4 months of researching before October 9th, 2025, we adopted Cashe. He's been awesome. Our kids are amazing, like I just said. Now, our family is now Donnie, Ethan, Cashe, me, and Sydney, and Puff and Sadie. A 7-member family, but 5 people.
You almost got through our kids, yeah.
Yes. Oh, Jesus. And right now, I don't know if me and Donnie are going to adopt more, but as of currently, we are not adopting right now because we just adopted him and, Cashe and Ethan. And we became dads almost an entire year ago, which I'm very proud to be a dad because I feel like I'm doing a pretty good, decent job. And they feel comfortable enough to open up to us, and they hang out and we talk and we watch movies. We go to the mall together. We have so much fun. And
we have a good time.
Yes, and I'm very happy to become a dad because I'm very proud of them. And yeah, I have 2 little kiddos now, and I almost became a dad for a year.
Imagine seeing this podcast was a year later. I'm like, oh, Lucas is not
Yeah, and Ethan's age. Sorry to not specify. He was 5 when we adopted him, and And then his birthday was April 12th of this year, which he turned 6 years old. So only 6 more months till his birthday. Let's go. Until he turned 7. And then Cashe is already 7 years old. But
big man will be turning 8. Next year.
Yeah, when we adopted him, he was 7 years old. He's still 7. His birthday is April 27th, shockingly. That's when he's going to be turning 8 years old. So we have these kiddos, and they're about a year apart.
I think Lucas is the oldest of them all.
Yeah, like Cashe is the oldest.
They're in like a 3 age group. They're in a group, technically. They like to hang out together and like to talk and have fun. So we essentially say Lucas is the oldest because he's already 8.
Yeah, and so basically all 3 of them hang out together because, they're around the same age range, very close together, like 1 year apart.
All of them a year apart.
Yeah, which is a perfect age range. Like oldest is more responsible or something, or gets more benefits. I don't know. Well, like a 10-minute later bedtime. But they're doing independent things around the house. Very proud to be a father. Donnie's very proud. Sydney's a wonderful mom, and we are doing amazing. So, in family-wise,
but. Now to steer into that topic is Lucas and Cashe's medical history. We are not going to be discussing the whole thing because most of it's private. But they have a very extensive medical history. Again, most of it's private, like I just said. So we will not be discussing that. But Lucas specifically has a big variety of disorders. Basically, he has GRIN1, a rare genetic condition that is basically a mutation in the GRIN1 gene. So this causes a lot of difficulties and a lot of, sadly, secondary conditions. He has about 33 secondary conditions, excluding GRIN1. He has 33. So it's a lot. It's a big, extensive one. But his primary diagnosis is GRIN1, so this affects him. He will, have self-aggressive behaviors, like he has to wear these biter arms? Guards on his arm. And also mitts sometimes that are called no-nos. Because the reason why they're called no-nos is Lucas will often try to gag himself with his own fingers. So we have to stop it, and sometimes he works his way around that no-no, and so he starts gagging himself, which is bumming. And we don't necessarily know why. We still don't know why. They think it's due to behavioral issues or something like that. But we know the self-injurious behaviors is due to behavioral issues and disorders. But we don't know why the self-gagging thing is there. It's just basically been a part of his life, sadly, for years. But most of the time, you can leave him content without his glovies. And sometimes, if he puts his hand near his mouth, we gotta push it away because either he'll gag himself or bite it. And there was one moment where he kept biting himself for 48 hours and crying manically that it wouldn't stop for 2 days. And we had to bring him in to the ER to see what they could do. And that story was a while ago, so I can't really remember, but there were photos of his hands bit, sadly, because he kept biting and he could not stop. And most of the time, the reason why most people with GRIN1 have manic crying or laughter for hours or minutes. They don't know why, but it's a common associating thing with GRIN1. But also, other times if Lucas is crying, that either indicates that he's blocked up, because we sometimes notice that if he's showing more aggression and crying and agitated, it's most likely due to him being blocked up or he's overwhelmed or something. So we're not obviously telling Lucas's entire medical history. That would be impossible. But his primary diagnosis is GRIN1. He has 33 secondary disorders, and he has a gastric feeding tube. He got that placed August 30th, 2018. Yes, 2018, I think.
Wow.
And he's 100% NPO, by the way. NPO means you can't have nothing by mouth.
Yes.
And he can't even take oral meds. He can't have a popsicle. He can't have water. He can't have anything by mouth.
God.
That's even worse than me.
Yes.
I can at least have a few drinks here and there, but I get mainly everything by my PEG tube or my gastronomy tube. But that's mainly it. I mean, Lucas is 8 years old. Most of the time he's happy, but there are just some days where we sadly can't console him. Now, Cashe's medical history?
Yep. So, Cash had spine bifida. He had a spinal cord injury at birth because of spine bifida, and it was the worst kind of spine bifida, which causes severe weakness, paralysis, loss of sensation, loss of bowel and bladder, those...
A bunch of things.
Yeah, a bunch, and that's his main condition. The other side ones are autism, dyslexia, ADHD, things like that. Scoliosis, lordosis, those are his most common ones. Spina bifida, scoliosis, and lordosis affects him most physically. And his movement is barely twitching in his hips and half thigh. And then from the half thigh down is complete paralysis. And he has no sensation from the hips down. So it is quite bad from spina bifida. He has gained upper body strength in his core because his lower part of his core is affected as well because of scoliosis and lordosis. But his upper body, he's able to lift his entire body weight to take an entire step. Strong man, by the way. I can't do that. But that's his main ones. He has about 25 or 24 other secondary conditions from spina bifida, or other ones that affected him that made him stay months and months in the hospital when he was a baby. He had a tracheostomy, got it removed in, I think, March of 2021, just shy before his 3rd birthday. So he had that trach for almost 3 years, which is a long time.
It is.
And then he had a feeding tube, and now he got that removed. And he also had a nasogastric feeding tube. He also got that removed. He still has his little shunt in his head. This is for spina bifida because of hydrocephalus that drains excess fluid from the brain. So he still has that shunt in, and it causes sensory issues. But he is very strong. He is doing really well as long as we give him his morning meds, keep on part with his routine and everything, and he's doing really well. And that's kind of his little history or his background. He got his first chair in 2020 of January, so he was very young when he got his first chair, his wheelchair, not another adaptive strollers.
Because Lucas had a sort of wheelchair thing, but he mainly had adaptive strollers, and I think around maybe 3 or 4, he got his first actual custom wheelchair. Simply due to the fact that he had other medical equipment on that adaptive stroller. So it's kind of like a wheelchair type accessibility thing.
Except it's not a wheelchair. It's an adaptive stroller. That's what Cash had when he was until 2020. So it's 2.
But yeah, that is our medical history. Obviously, we're not going fully in depth into it. We're just showing the highlights.
And Ethan's kind of medical history is not as bad as Cashe's. I think he has 9 or 10 disorders total, which is still quite a lot. His worst ones are epilepsy, cerebral palsy, autism. Those affect him daily. He has multiple seizures a day, thankfully not big ones because of his medicine. And then, his cerebral palsy renders him a quadriplegic because all of his movement from his neck down is stiff, shaky, spastic, uncontrolled, sometimes. So he's doing better, though. He is doing better at therapy. He's better grasping at stuff. He has a lot of trouble with his little fingers grasping stuff.
Fine motor.
Yes, fine motor. So we work on that with him in therapy. He's doing really well, but those are his main ones that affect him daily, and then he has other secondary that affects him every week minimum. So yeah.
Well, I was essentially saying, though, if I forgot, but essentially that is their medical history, and it is the very broad highlights of it. Yes. Now on to the next topic. Is our house possessed? I know, a very big switch up of topics.
Yes.
I never know how to put these things in order. But the reason why we think our house is possessed, I'm going to try to run it down because this podcast episode is getting long. Essentially, a few days ago, Cash, when he was adopted, he came here. We were having fun. We were having a good time. Mm-hmm. And then Luz got an ad on her phone. And it's your last moments. And, it's, enjoy the time you have type of ad. And then
it glitched.
And then it, glitched, I think.
Yeah.
And then
Cashe said as a joke, "Load if I'm gonna die."
Yeah,
like it's
that
a
was
joke.
wait no, that was actually before the ad started playing.
Really?
So yeah, before the ad started playing, the ad was lagged, and he said, "Oh," and I said, "Load if I," and then Cashe finished it by saying "die" as a funny joke because we do that. We it's funny to us.
It's yeah.
And then immediately after the ad loaded, it was like, "Oh, your last moment." Oh, okay, that was weird.
Yeah.
And then a few minutes afterwards, I hear a noise. I'm like, "Oh my god! Like, what was that noise?" And it wasn't around like their hallway or something.
Yeah.
And when Cashe turns around a few minutes later, this all happened in a few
I kid you not.
minutes, and he turns over and finds a baby tiny Jesus right near the place that I said, "What's that noise?"
Yes.
And at that moment, there was 3 signs. And then we went to bed, and I said, "Oh, like, what if something falls?" Like, "Oh my god!"
And it did.
And we were in the night, and all we hear is a. What was that?
What was that?
Like, we just hear
and
bang.
we don't move.
And now we realize that we now probably realize that it was Matthew's charger. He typically like sets it up on our top shelf, and then sometimes it falls in the middle of the night.
Not that loud though. It just had to make
Like,
the loudest bang.
It was
possible.
the loudest, and like we were so scared.
Oh
and then
my
the next
God.
day, we're hanging out, we're chilling, we're having fun. And what else happened?
Later that night, Donnie has this baby potty. I don't use this. My butt is too big.
He says his bum is too small.
His bum is too
Basically,
tiny.
in the bottom of the toilet after he never noticed.
Yes.
It basically said
Our last name fully
their
spelled
last
out.
names fully spelled out correctly, and
In the correct way possible.
we had this thing for a year.
A year and more.
And we didn't realize that was at the bottom. I was like, okay, that's fucking creepy. And then what else and then he found a lucky penny.
Yeah, and then Cashe found a lucky penny, and then we found a fortune cookie. And we haven't had a fortune cookie since like August or July. Like we haven't had a fortune cookie in a little
while.
bit. So
And that one was spawned today.
and Cashe saw this and picked it up off the floor, and it read, and it's right here. It just popped up. New opportunities will come your way in October.
And it was October. It was
October. Wow.
Wow.
Go ahead.
October. Essentially, because, our podcast, the last one we uploaded, this never happened. So it was like early October. But it was still
Yo,
October.
the lucky penny right beside my chair.
Oh, hell no.
What the fuck was all the 3 things popping up
So,
now?
essentially,
Okay.
when we uploaded our last podcast 2 weeks ago, these things never happened. These happened in consecutive 3 days.
Yeah.
And then this day we had 3 signs. The last day we had 3 signs. And the next day we were talking about an incident that happened to me at 14. I'm not going to go over it at all. And we were saying, oh, double Cashe's age is 7.
Yes.
Like me, I'm 7 years. Like 7 is doubled, and I was 14.
When the incident happened.
And then we were on CapCut. We were listening to audios, and it said depends.
Yes.
And I said, oh,
From Chris
depends
Brown.
if. And I said depends in one of my sentences, and it came up 7 times in a row. And Cash said, oh no, we're just on an audio, and realized when he swiped the next row, it said a different audio. Oh.
Yeah, it said the same song 7 times in a row after we just told out loud saying
7.
like, oh yeah, Cashe's age is 7. Dogs, when this thing happened,
It was
7 years apart. Like, it's creepy as
7
hell.
double.
Yes.
And I think we had another thing I just
Yeah, and the other thing was saying 3 things. 3 things have been happening every day for 3 to 4 days straight.
And then a pipe. I about.
Yeah, and yeah.
But
That's
now,
a conspiracy stuff.
yeah, it's creepy. But now, actually, after I almost revealed it, a leaking pipe. That is another topic.
Yep. Do you want me to go over this?
You can, just really quickly.
Yeah. So basically, yesterday morning, we figured out that we had another leaking pipe only a month after the first leak. And this time it was with our hot water. Our cold water was running just fine.
We make a weird sound, though.
Yeah, but our hot water was not running at all. And so the leak stopped, wasn't working. And then the plumber came out around 4:40 p.m. and we figured out that the leak was in a different spot. So we'd have to pay more money because it was only mere feet away from the other leak that had happened a month earlier. So basically meaning that we'd have to pay more money out of pocket because of it wasn't in the same spot that the plumber dust fixed. It was 3 feet away from it.
Yeah.
So the plumbers came out, fixed the leak within 18, 19 minutes. Very fast because it was very similar to the last one.
Yep.
Hot water started running. I don't think it was
fine ever since.
I don't think it was too expensive. It's been fine. Our hot water was fine. Just a simple procedure with a leak, and we're good. It was just bumming.
Yeah, it was bumming. And now, the most topic that I'm most excited about, besides the ventilator, that was hilarious.
Yes.
Was
we were dying.
We were wrong about the new set, and like, what are you talking about? We're talking about the new Deluxe Pack EX.
Yes.
When we filmed the podcast, I have no clue if we talked about it.
I think we did.
I could be wrong, but I do not remember that at all. But essentially, to get it out of the way, in case if we didn't, Deluxe Pack EX
just to go quickly.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to do. Deluxe Pack EX was the newest expansion in Pokemon TCG Pocket to celebrate the 1-year anniversary, thus to lead up to the month, which is October 30th, when they came out with the game in 2024. And so this pack had deemed you're going to get an EX and higher in every single pack. But what they didn't mention, the pros and cons, was the fact that the set cannot add any new EXs to the old previous card decks that you're missing them. So let's say you're like William, who needed a Giratina EX in Shining Reveille and then got it in the Deluxe Pack, but it never registered to Shining Reveille. Yes. And that was the last card he needed for Shining Reveille. I, however, have completed Shining Reveille simply because I've opened 165 packs. So I should have gotten it by now. And so
I opened 100.
Yeah, and so that pack was supposed to be this fun, festive thing that would say, oh my god, players. And on the day of the release, it was 2 a.m., we were having things going on. I was editing like a beast. I was being a bitch, admittedly, for a few days.
Yes.
And I know that, and I'm fully aware. And so our moods were set down a little low on that
I had a meltdown that night. Yeah. I was mad because of stuff.
Yeah, and essentially our moods were let down a little bit. And so, we go into this pack opening thinking, oh my god, we're about to get the most insane fucking luck on earth because this is about to have a 4 diamond. No. No, that's not the case. Yes, it has a 4 diamond and higher. But the 4th card is always an EX.
Yes.
So we thought, this pack might not have an EX, but it's going to have something crazy.
Yeah, that's what I originally thought.
And we thought that because it said an EX and higher. But what they didn't say that the only 3rd or 1st or 2nd card could have the chances of being higher. But the 4th card was always isolated at just an EX. Nothing higher, nothing better, not even a 1-star. And so we had like 40 packs, but we decided to open 20 because the new Mega Pack is coming out with 3 packs.
We double stacked with 640 hourglasses.
I'm
Let's
so
go.
Close. And we're doing really good in the saving. But when I opened my 20 packs, I got in 3 1-stars.
Yes.
Wow, so disappointing for a set that I thought I would at least get a 2-star from 20 packs in. For the 1-year anniversary set that has an EX or higher.
Yeah. I think out of my 20 plus packs,
he got luckier.
I opened, I'm sorry, I didn't get shit. I think I only got a 1-star, or I didn't even get a 1-star.
He's talking about his husband.
My husband, we run our big account together, but my husband opened the 20 packs and got 1 full out. We get way better than that.
And
by a mile.
This is coming from a lucky person, and I'm about to...
And everyone else did not reach that.
I'm about to prove to y'all that I am still lucky, even in a bad set. No offense. But essentially, I'm a lucky person, and I know I have,
the game loves
3 crowns. Don't say anything. I had, good full arts and things. I got a God pack, and, not now. I would be stoked. I got that thing back in March, and so it's been a few. But even this set, I was expecting, typically all my other sets have at least a rainbow or a 2-star or good shinies or something like that. But I got 3 1-stars. I was like, oh my god. And I was mad. I was upset. And until the next day, I opened my free pack and I get the Pikachu Immersive.
Yep.
And then, 5 days after the Pikachu Immersive, I get a Charizard 2-star. And then the day after the Charizard 2-star, I get Professor's Research 2-star.
Yep.
And then I want to say 3 or 2 days, maybe 4 or 5. I don't even know. It wasn't even that long. It was 3 or 4. And the reason why I said don't say nothing to William is I don't have 3 crowns. I have more. By 1, 4. And And the reason why is because I opened my free pack, and I looked away for a second, and a crown just pops the fuck up in the first card of the pack. I was like, I was terrified that it was a god pack. I checked, and it wasn't, but it was a rare candy crown. So right now, I currently have 2 full arts, 1 crown, and 1 immersive. That was not the turn I was expecting this set to take at all. Me and my wife were like, oh my god, we were sincerely wrong about the set. We were so frustrated on the first day. And admittedly, we had said some words. We were like, oh my god, this set is fucking trash. And please know that we're not like that normally. We are excited and pumped for new packs. We're like, oh my god, let's wake up at 2 a.m. and have fun. And yeah, we're pumped. And even if it goes a little bad, we naturally stay in a pretty okay-ish mood.
Decent.
We will be disappointed, but we're not going to be actually mad. We've never been the type of people for the last 8 sets, so we're fine. And that was unlike us, so I think it just didn't meet our expectations. It was underwhelming.
It has 10 cons about it.
I know. But thankfully, I got really lucky. Besides Wonder Picks, those are annoying, and I'm not going to talk about those, but those are annoying. But essentially, I got a Crown Rare, I got the Pikachu Immersive, and I got, I literally got everyone's chase cards. People wanted Professor's Research, people wanted the Pikachu, and people wanted the Rare Candy.
Guess what she got?
All 3. Yay!
For me...
But his, Donnie's full arches are actually doing really good.
For us and Donnie, because we open on the big account,
and then William opens occasionally on his.
Yep, we have, from this set, 1 immersive, 1 big shiny, and I think 2 full arts or 3. So I only have, oh my god, why does our vent do that? My vent has been malfunctioning for, a week.
It does. But it's still been working.
Yes. So,
I'm grateful that it doesn't turn off in the night.
Yeah. Oh, thank god. But basically, what I was saying is that... we only got 4 hits, I think. And Doc also has 4 or 5 hits. And they're tremendously better than ours. But am I very happy about the Pikachu Immersive? Yes. Am I very happy about my full arts? Absolutely. Yes. They look awesome.
So now we just spoiled it. What's our luck in the new set?
Oh,
we fully spoiled it. But essentially, just to make this a separate topic, my luck in the new set is pretty great now. I've actually gone 5 days without anything, so it's been a minute. So it's almost been a week, which is weird. But I'm grateful for my luck. I have the Crown Rare Candy, I have the Pikachu Immersive, I have the Professor's Research Full Art, and I have the Charizard 2-star Full Art. I have seen a few Full Arts in Wonder Picks, but I have not been able to pull not one.
I got 1 or 2.
Yesterday was a disappointment. My son's getting a Full Art.
Really?
Really? Really?
Really?
Speaking on our luck.
Oh my god.
He's getting a Full Art!
Their 3 accounts are so lucky. My total 3 accounts, because Ethan runs 1, I run 1, my husband runs 1, and we are all 1,600 something packs combined.
Oh no.
Where did it go?
Did it exit out of the app?
I hope not.
He had a whole Full Art.
Give him his Full Art back.
He pulled a whole Full Art.
No way in hell.
How did that go out the app?
What the fuck? Sorry.
Hold up. Nah, there ain't no way they exit out of a Full Art.
No way in hell.
Because he opened his morning pack. There's no way it would reload. You successfully tamed the cards.
Okay, so check what Full Art it was.
Damn. I wanted to see it. I wanted to pull it.
Hey, but you still get it, I think.
I think it was
you better.
It looked like a biggie Full Art.
It did. But anyway, I have 1,600.
Gave me a heart attack.
Yeah. I have 1,600 packs total on my 3 accounts, and they only have 2,400, so they almost have 1,000 apart. And their luck is legendary. Ours is average, so you can definitely.
He got the Eevee!
No way! God damn it!
I would love to see that in a pack. No!
Whoa! Let's go!
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not that mad. Yeah!
Let's go!
No, I'm not mad at the fact that he got a Full Art. It just scares the fuck out of me. Like the whole game extra. I'm like, no, it's a 2-star.
I know, I was supposed to say.
Yeah. Oh my god, he got the Eevee Full Art. A moment of pure panic was in my eyes.
I know, but
yeah, Eevee.
Yes, our luck is Yeah, our luck has been quite well. Mine is obviously still better than hers because it's always been for 11 months.
Oh, damn it, Lucas.
And yeah, that's kind of our luck. Is there any other topics?
No, but I want to quickly say mine. My son now got the EV freaking Ford.
There's more than me.
I know. He has the Arceus Tucson. He has the Pikachu Rainbow. He has the Giratina Shiny and the Darkrai Shiny.
Rainbow? You mean the immersive?
No, Shiny. Pikachu.
You said Pikachu Rainbow.
Okay, either I said Pikachu. But
it's okay.
It's the same Pikachu immersive. Our daughter is getting really unlucky in this set. He just had a... Like, right, we were talking about our luck. Yay! 2-star. That is actually insane. I love that 2-star. I wish I could have seen it, but it's pretty. Surprise, even. Like, what if he got a crown and I didn't know this?
I don't know.
But anywho, my daughter's luck is actually a little bit worse than mine. Everyone's, sorry, of our accounts. Simply because she got a Giratina Shiny and then she waited days for another one and got the same one.
Literally. Which is tragic.
Oh, that's so bummy. But that is the last of our episode. That is the ending of our episode. So we appreciate you for watching episode number 74. And we will see you for episode number 75. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.